I'm Joanna Becker, 32 years old, and my blueberry cheesecake was once the best in Chicago. Not my words. That came from Chicago Food Magazine. He said,
Joanna, your cake isn't dessert. It's a memory.
The cake wasn't mine. It was my grandmother's. She baked it on her Wisconsin farm for 60 years. On her deathbed, she put the recipe in my hand.
I framed it and hung it on the north wall. No direct sunlight. It would never fade. I looked at it every day, like saying hello to her.
Before she left, she held my hand and said,
"Cake is round because life should be whole."
I opened this shop 3 years ago. Only one cake. Sold out by 3 every day. Then I saw a familiar face in the crowd. Kate, my best friend since high school, back from New York. She quit her finance job to help me. It felt like we were back in high school. On my birthday, Kate said, "Take the day off. I'll handle everything." I trusted her. I really did.
I came back that night. Everything seemed fine. I looked up at the wall out of habit. The pin was there. The card was gone.
I searched everywhere. Nothing. I called Kate. She answered. Her voice was too light, too casual. What card? My grandma's recipe. Oh, that? I put it away so it wouldn't get dirty. It's in a drawer. Go look.
I hung up. I stood in that empty kitchen, that small hole, like my grandma's eyes, asking me, "What are you going to do now?" I didn't ask again. I knew she was lying. That night, I didn't sleep. She opened a dessert shop, called it Blueberry Dream, said the recipe was her grandmother's.
This secret recipe has been passed down to me by my grandmother.
But her grandmother died when she was 10. I went to see for myself, not to start a fight, just to know. Same texture, same color, same smell. She stole my recipe. Nobody on that street knew I was eating a stolen taste. 5 minutes. I finished it, wiped my mouth, and walked out. My grandmother used to say, warmth can make broken things whole, but my hole was gone, stolen. My customers left. She used my recipe, undercut my price. Every day at 2 p.m., my shop was empty. Mr. Morris was my only regular left, 80-something. Came every day at 3, never missed. He always bought 2. 1 for now, 1 to take home. That cake took 3 days by plane. By the time it reached California, it was spoiled. But he said it didn't matter. I decided to close the shop, not temporary, forever. I turned off the lights, locked the door. I took down the sign, Blueberry Night, ended it right there, left it by the dumpster, stood there for a long time.
Can I take this?
Take it.
I didn't know what he'd do with it. Maybe a bed, maybe firewood. I walked back into the empty kitchen. The oven was still warm, flour still on the steel counter. I lay down on that cold counter, and finally cried. I remembered the shop alive, the blueberry tarts, the laughter. I cried until my stomach cramped, until I threw up. I was a forgotten piece of dough. No one came to need me. But somewhere, a new oven was preheating. The next morning, she stood in that narrow alley, staring at the bakery that stole her recipe. She didn't want to bake anymore. It wasn't the recipe she lost, it was her ability to trust. Then an 80-year-old man appeared at the end of the alley.
Joanna, you closed the shop. What am I supposed to do now?
His hands were shaking, but the light in his eyes, it was still there.
Then I'll have to eat the supermarket kind. It's too sweet. My teeth can't take it. My daughter's coming home. I want to bake her a cake. Store-bought doesn't count. I want her to taste something her father made. Can you teach me?
80 years old, hands shaking like crazy. And
Do you know how hard baking is? Your hands shake, you can't stand long, your eyes are failing, you won't learn.
I know. Shaking hands can still bake. I'll sit down. I'll feel my way. I'll learn. If you teach me, I'll learn.
She looked at this stubborn old man, and she finally smiled.
Fine, Wednesday night, my kitchen.
Why Wednesday?
Because Wednesday is the middle of the week. Stuck between nowhere and nothing. The easiest day to miss home.
I'll be there.
At 2:17 in the dead of night, she's perched on the kitchen floor. 3 cheesecakes in front of her. The first one perfect. The second a small crack. The third collapsed. She eats the whole collapsed cake. She stares at her own hands. The wall is empty. Her grandmother's recipe card is gone. Only the pinhole remains.
You lied.
She presses her finger into the hole in the wall.
She picks up the whisk. Fail. Fail again. 10 times, 20 times.
Early morning. The trash can is full of failures. Daughter notebook. Entry number 23. Okay, but not round. She writes about Morris, his shaky hands, his bad eyes. He can't stand long. He knows nothing. Then she writes he's like me. She closes her eyes. The morning light crawls up to her knees. She dreams of a bee in the palm of her hand.
Wednesday afternoon. 3 hours to go. She looks at the ingredients, but she doesn't move. She picks up a blueberry, holds it to her nose. Joanna, Morris, she smiles. Your shaky hands don't matter. Shaky has its own matter, she says. This time, she gets it right.
The cake comes out, it's round. She cleans the kitchen. Over and over.
She stands in the middle of the kitchen. The basil in the window stop is green again. The doorbell rings. 7 o'clock.
She walks the door. Her steps are lighter. She opens the door. A small smile on her face. Wednesday, 7 p.m. An 80-year-old man showed up with eggs, flour, and a plan. His name was Morris. He wanted to learn how to bake a cake. His eyes lit up at the counter, feet dangling, apron like a robe.
Bigger than I thought.
He told me, just watch. Let me do it myself. The first cake, he used salt instead of sugar. It was so salty it burned my throat.
Throw it out. Start over.
The second one, he forgot the eggs. The batter leaked everywhere.
Again.
The third cake turned into charcoal. The smoke alarm went off. He just stared at the black mess.
Joanna, am I just too stupid?
I told him, you're not stupid. You just haven't learned yet.
You're not stupid, you just haven't learned. It took me over 10 years to get it right. You've only been at it a few minutes.
This time, no mistakes. Step by step. It wasn't burnt, but it cracked. He stared at it like it was his own kid. He chewed forever, then swallowed. It's okay, he said. And for an 80-year-old's first cake,
It's okay.
he left with his cake box, stopped at the door and said one last thing.
Joanna, thank you. I'll come back next week.
The door is open.
Wednesday night, the doorbell rang again, but this time, she came. 75 years old, thin, gray-haired, holding a bag of flour. She wanted to learn.
Morris said you teach cakes. I want to try.
She walked to the counter like a little girl. Her hands shook worse than Morris's. First cake, batter everywhere, and then she broke.
I'm so stupid.
You're not stupid. You just haven't learned yet.
I tried. I can't learn.
How long?
10 minutes.
I've been learning for 10 years. Try again.
I said she isn't stupid. She just hasn't learned yet. She wiped her tears and tried again. The cake came out burnt at the edges. One bite, and 75 years of doubt just disappeared.
It's good.
Even Mr. Morris wanted a taste, and what he said next shocked everyone.
Margaret, yours is better than mine.
That smile, the flour on her fingers, the warmth didn't come from the cake, it came from them. And that's when I knew this Wednesday light would never go out. Because next Wednesday, someone else was going to knock. Week 3, 5 people. Week 4, 10. Week 5, 15. All elderly, all living alone. My kitchen couldn't hold them. I brought over a small table and 2 chairs. They kept leaving money. I'd chase them, they'd walk faster. So I put out a jar. Ingredients donation, pay what you want. They came to bake, but really, they came to talk.
My son's in California. Hasn't come back in a year.
My husband's been gone 3 years. I still eat alone.
My cat's better than people. She never says my cakes are ugly.
My daughter Julie's a food journalist. Busy. She rarely visits.
Busy isn't an excuse. My daughter's busy too, but she calls.
She calls, then says she's busy. She didn't wipe the tear. It fell right into the dough. Maurice saw. He slid a tissue toward her. I understood. They didn't come just to bake. They came for someone to listen. Next week, there would be more. She thought her mother was hiding something. She was right. Her mother looked up, face dusted with flour. Not surprised, just cold.
What are you doing here? I heard you go out every Wednesday night. I got worried, so I followed you.
Mr. Morris told her to come in. Julie's phone vibrated in her pocket. She ignored it. When it vibrated again, she rejected the call and turned her gaze to her mother's hands. Then the unexpected happened. The daughter took off her designer coat.
Mom, let me help you.
You're so clumsy.
Then teach me.
That cake came out lopsided. But their laughter had never been straighter.
The mother and daughter enjoy the cake together. At this moment, time belongs only for the two of them.
Joanna, what do you do?
I used to run a dessert shop.
And now?
Now I teach people to bake.
You did a good thing.
Julie wrote about why those elderly people went out every Wednesday night. And she wrote about me. She explained why under We the Boat she went and wrote about me. Joanna didn't sell cakes anymore. She taught people how to bake them. Then, the phone rang.
Joanna, you're in the Tribune! The real sweetness in the alley, it's beautiful! It's about us!
Are you Joanna? I want to learn.
Morning. 1. Noon. Another. By afternoon, 3 more showed up. Wednesday night. 30 people. The kitchen overflowed into the hallway.
If a bit of shell falls in, just fish it out. No big deal.
His hands still shook. He didn't care. It wasn't about fancy cakes. It was about not being alone. 3 days after my article, Kate showed up at my alley. She didn't come in, she just stood there, watching, coffee in hand, staring at the door. I walked out, stood right in front of her. She took off her sunglasses, eyes red.
Joanna, you went viral because of me.
She really believed she made me.
What? Your article mentioned my shop. Everyone knows now. You got famous, my shop got boycotted.
She was blaming me. Time to end it.
Your shop wasn't boycotted because of my article. You stole my recipe. I didn't steal. I just borrowed. Even the punctuations was the same. The 3 blueberry stains, your card had them too. Don't lie to yourself, Kate.
She had nothing left to say. She walked away, the sound of her heels fading. Her shoulders had collapsed. She didn't look back. I didn't call her. Some collapses don't make a sound. The settlement call came, but it wasn't peace. It was a buyout.
Miss Kate is willing to settle. One condition. You post a statement saying the formula was originally hers.
$50,000. All she had to do was lie.
Not happening.
Then what do you want?
I want her to admit the formula is mine.
She won't.
Then no deal.
She didn't want money. She wanted the truth. The line went dead, and so did the easy way off.
Joanna, you're in trouble.
It's not trouble, but justice.
Are you afraid?
No.
Morris didn't offer comfort. He handed me a piece of paper. I can tell it's Margaret's handwriting. 75 years old. Shaking hands, but words carry power. She thought a stolen recipe would make her a queen. Then the truth hit the front page.
Joanna never took a cent from me. She just taught me.
Julie's pen stopped. The truth was bigger than she expected.
The one who stole it? I don't know her.
My daughter Julie never visited before. Now she comes every week. Because of Joanna. She taught me how to knead dough. And she taught my daughter how to forgive.
Julie stood in the doorway. She wasn't just hearing words. She was hearing an apology.
Forgive what? Forgive me. I was too hard on her.
She didn't explain. Deleted her social media. The shop closed. Not suspended -forever. She took what wasn't hers and put it in the wrong place. 30 people. One tiny kitchen. Something had to break. I knew we were out of room.
Then let's find one.
I don't have the money.
He stood up, walked to the table, pulled out everything he'd saved.
This is what I've saved. It's not much. Take it.
Then Margaret stood up too.
And mine.
$1, 2, 5, 10. Every single person reached into their pockets. Coins hit the table. Hands kept reaching. New bills, old coins. 1 nickel still had chocolate on it. I looked at that pile of change, and my eyes started burning.
This is your retirement money.
Retirement money only needs to cover food, but joy? You can't buy that. The joy you gave us, we want to give it back.
$637.25. I put every cent into a glass jar. I wrote a label, New Home Fund, and I put that jar where everyone could see it. Not asking for more, just reminding them, this is ours. We're building it together. Julie found a place for us. It's the community center across the street, which has been vacant for a long time. The landlord was in his 70s. He hadn't seen this many faces in years.
Been empty a long time. You rent it, I'll fix the floor.
Mr. Morris didn't see broken windows. He saw space, room to breathe.
This is good, spacious, no crowding.
How much is the rent?
He hesitated, not about money, about loneliness.
You decide. My daughter lives far. I miss her. You coming here, it brings life.
500.
Half the market rate. He sold it for company, not cash.
Okay.
Signing day. Sunlight poured through broken glass. Margaret stood still and closed her eyes.
Deep wrinkles, but her face bloomed, not a rose, a daisy, small, bright. Good sunlight, don't waste it, let it shine on you. Julie and I stood behind Margaret, watching the scene in silence. Dust swirled in the beam of light, like countless glowing fragments.
She thought her baking dream was shut for good, but today, a new sign went up. I'm back in business. 2 old employees quit their jobs just to come back. I pressed my lips together, looking at the 2 men with a mix of guilt and emotion. Jack smiled innocently and shook his head. Day 1, over 50 people walked through that door. Seniors, young people, all in one place, baking. A single mom wanted to prove one thing to her little girl. She wanted her daughter to know mommy does more than just order takeout. Then there was the quiet man, always standing alone in the corner. He barely said a word, but every time he took a slice home, until I found out who that box was really for. His wife was bedridden. She couldn't eat anything. Staring at the leftover cake crumbs on the table, I figured it out at once. That cake was the only thing she would eat. 3 months after Kate vanished, a letter arrived. No return address. Just one word waiting inside. She opened it. One trembling word. I'm sorry. I put the card next to my grandmother's photo. The woman who taught me everything. And I just stared.
Did you forgive her?
I don't know.
She stole the most important thing you had.
She took the recipe, but not my memories. My grandmother is still in my head. She can't that.
Then you should tell her.
So I picked up my phone, and I texted her. 3 months of silence, broken with one. I told her I got the letter. I don't hate her. Live her life.
No reply came. She didn't need one. Forgiveness was something she did for herself. This cookbook wasn't perfect. It was a sensation. Blueberry Night recipes got published, not through a publisher, through Julie. This book is dedicated to Grandma, to Morris, to Margaret, and to every imperfect human being. The publisher looked at Joanna with a puzzled expression.
Aren't you scared someone will steal your recipes?
Recipes aren't meant to be secrets. They're meant to be shared.
At the book signing, old Morris sat in the front row. He couldn't read. He stared at the pictures like they were buried treasure. Margaret wanted a signature too. Joanna wrote a simple thank you. But Margaret's next words were the real tearjerker. Margaret looked up at Joanna with a warm smile.
I'll leave this to Julie one day.
She said, this book is for Julie. I'll leave this to Julie, one day. One name, connecting everyone's future. She just got a $150,000 royalty check, but her hands, they wouldn't stop shaking. It wasn't the money, it was where it came from. Coins, pennies, $637.25 to be exact. Who she give it to? Not Morris, not Margaret. Not to any one person. Shook her head slightly, her gaze shifting from confusion to resolute refusal little by little. Julie walked up behind her and rested one hand gently on her shoulder. Julie had an answer. She said, it could be donated to the Senior Citizens University. The day she handed it over, she didn't feel lost. She felt full. She handed over the check with both hands, leaving the elderly group stunned. None of them had expected her to do this. Several old people hugged her tightly, their brushing against her neck making her skin tingle. Money can always be made again. But sweetness, once it spreads, it never stops.
Margaret was diagnosed with early-stage lung cancer. That day she still showed up.
She came to the baking class like always, kneaded dough, made cookies, made enough for everyone. Margaret passed out cookies one by one, whispering a short remark to each person as they took their treat, her lips moving in a hushed tone. Some laughed, while others patted her on the shoulder. Joanna took the cookie. Margaret's fingers lingered an extra second on the back of her hand. Margaret told me that she might not be able to come very often in the future.
Why? I'm starting chemo.
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
You would have worried. Everyone was so happy tonight. I didn't want to ruin it.
I held her. She felt like dry wood, sharp edges everywhere. But her heart was still warm. And then I smelled it. Not vanilla, not butter, medicine, that hospital smell. Margaret told me not to smell it. I said I wasn't. She called me a liar, saying I have the sharpest nose. I cried. She patted my back and said the thing that broke me. So I smiled, the fakest, hardest smile I've ever made. And I told her to come back. She said, I'll try. She walked away, step by step. Her shadow was so small under the streetlight, barely there. The door closed, and I just stood there for a long time. She quit her job. Everyone said she was crazy. Her boss tried to keep her with a promotion. She didn't even hesitate. She moved back to her mother, back to war with only 2 soldiers. Every single day, chemo, walks, kneading dough. She was racing against time. Then her hair started falling out. Julie bought her a white hat. When she put it on, she smiled like a little girl again.
Do I look like a little girl?
You do.
For a moment, she actually believed it.
Then one day, while kneading dough, she just stopped. Some words you bury your whole life. They finally came out over a pile of dough. Mom, it's okay. It's not okay. I regret it. When you were little, learning piano, I called you stupid.
Julie wanted to stop her, but once an apology starts, it won't be stopped.
Mom, please stop. I have to say it before it's too late.
Mother said it now, because later might never come. They held each other, covered in flour and tears. I didn't cry. I was cutting blueberries. The knife was sharp. I cut myself. Blood came. It didn't hurt. It really didn't hurt.
Mr. Morris baked lemon cake again today.
Her name is Lisa. Divorced. She hid in California for 6 years. Too scared to come home. Until this moment, he saw her. She stood in the doorway. Just one word.
Dad.
What are you doing here?
He walked up to her. Just one question. She cried so many nights in California, but she never called. Just shed tears.
Mr. Morris stepped forward and opened his arms to embrace Lisa.
Just 3 words.
You're home now.
I'm not leaving. She got a job in Chicago, moved in right next to him. Now every Wednesday, she's here.
Margaret's chemo was done. The tumor had shrunk, but she wasn't the same woman anymore. She lost weight. A lot. But her eyes? Her eyes were finally alive again. The day she walked back into that baking studio, she had no idea what was waiting. They had a cake. 2 words. Welcome home. She looked at those words, and she broke.
I'm back.
The whole room erupted. Julie didn't say a word. She just held her arm. Sometimes that's all you need. And then there was me, standing in the corner, watching, thinking about my own mom, alone, in Florida. I pulled out my phone, booked a flight. Not for the weekend, next week. I wasn't waiting anymore. I flew to Florida. Mom stood at the door in a faded apron. She already knew everything I couldn't say. The first thing she said was, "You look thin." I said no, but she already saw right through me. Then she finally said the thing she'd been holding in for years.
Mom, I've missed you.
I know.
I made a blueberry cheesecake with my mom following Grandma's recipe. She picks blueberries more carefully than I do. For a second, I saw both of them in that kitchen.
This one's bad. This one's good. This one's too sour.
When she took the first bite, she stopped. She looked at me, and I saw Grandma in her eyes.
Your grandmother would be happy. She knows. How do you know?
She taught me. The cake is round. Life should be whole. I'm whole now.
Almost.
What's missing?
You coming home more often.
I'll come back more.
Saying doesn't count. Doing does.
I came back to Chicago with jars of my mother's jam. Not store-bought. Handmade. Strawberry, blueberry, blackberry, all from her garden. Labels written by a hand that was starting to shake. Niger each. Mr. Morris wouldn't open his. He said he was saving it for his daughter's birthday.
I'm saving this for my daughter's birthday.
But Margaret, she opened hers right then and there. One bite, and something happened. She didn't just say it was good. She said it tasted like something she'd lost. That's when Julie pulled me aside.
Since our mom got sick, I haven't seen her like this, not once.
Lily told me the truth. Since their mom got sick, she hadn't seen Margaret smile. Not once. Until today. Until one bite of jam. I said happiness isn't a cure, but it makes the pain of healing a little easier to bear. Julie nodded. She didn't need to say anything. I understood.
Kate's letter came again. This time, it wasn't an apology.
It was a photo. A little girl, maybe 5 or 6. Pink apron. Dough on her hands. On the wall, a handwritten recipe card. Blueberry cheesecake. On the back, there were words. Joanna, this is my daughter. She's using your recipe. I'll never tell her where it came from. I'll only say it was created by someone named Joanna. Finest baker there is.
The handwriting looks as if someone is whispering right beside the ear. I placed the photo next to my grandmother's picture. She was smiling. Kate's daughter was smiling too. And I realized where the recipe went didn't matter anymore. What mattered was someone was still using it. The person using it was baking, and the person baking was smiling. Her book went global. She said no to Europe, and the reason will break you. Paris, Berlin, Tokyo. She turned down every single city. Julie thought she'd lost her mind. It wasn't that she didn't want to. She couldn't, because Wednesday night, the door opens. The oven heats. They come. Julie said take a week off. Joanna said you don't get it. 1 week off, they think. 1 week thinking, they get scared. Scared people stop coming. Joanna suddenly thought of them and went on speaking. And if they stop coming, they're alone again. Alone too long. You stop wanting to leave the house. They finally left the house. She won't let them go back. Julie's eyes filled. She said Joanna was more devoted than a real daughter. She said it wasn't devotion. It was knowing what loneliness tastes like. Margaret got better. She started making tiramisu. Not cookies. Tiramisu. Ladyfingers dipped in coffee. Layer after layer of mascarpone.
This is for Julie. She never liked sweets before. Now she does, because I made them.
Mom, I'll eat anything you make.
Then I'll cook for you forever.
Forever.
Sunlight fell on them like gold dust. I stood at the edge, and I knew I was the extra one. The one who didn't belong. But I was willing to be that person. Willing to be the extra one. Mr. Morris sits in the first row of the baking classroom. His eyes are cloudy, yet fixed intently ahead, with a faint smile playing on his face. 92 years old, hands that shake, but he still shows up. He can barely see, but every week, he's in the front row, watching, listening. He can't bake anymore, his hands won't let him, so he speaks. And Julie, she listens.
Mr. Morris, you're my second dad.
I'm not your dad, I'm your mother's friend.
Friends are family too.
He smiled. A real smile. 92 years in the making. His daughter Lisa was standing there. She started laughing, then crying. Lisa said, "Dad, you never used to smile."
Didn't have a place to smile before. Now I do.
Kate, she used to be my everything. Now she looks like she hasn't slept in a year. I hadn't seen her in 2 years. Not since the day she walked out. Kate came to return Grandma's recipe. Grandma's recipe card. Faded. Stained. Still perfectly intact. Kate said, "I never threw it away. I was too scared to use it. Because using it felt like you were still here." I said, "But you did use it." She replied, "I did. But it will never taste the way yours does." I told her that's because I wasn't the one who made it. The card still smelled like her. Flour and blueberries, still drifting after all these years.
Come in. I don't deserve it. Do you want to come in? Yes.
Who are you?
I'm Joanna's friend. Want to bake? I don't know how. Then I'll teach you.
The recipe is simple. Flour, eggs, a little sugar. Nothing to be afraid of.
I know. It's just sunken, burnt, uneven frosting, blueberries sinking to the bottom. It's okay. Really? She laughed, not polite, uncontrollable.
The first real laugh in front of Joanna.
I've never baked a cake. I stole the recipe, the employees made it. I just stood at the cash register. Now you're doing it yourself. Thank you.
Don't thank me. The recipe is my grandmother's. She wouldn't mind. She just wants you to be serious.
I will be serious.
They say practice makes perfect, but maybe it's the imperfection that makes it real. Every collapse, every crack, every lopsided attempt. It's all just part of the story. Crooked is fine. Cakes don't care if they're crooked. Only if they're good.
It's okay. Say okay one more time, and I'll charge you.
She laughed. And then she cried. Happy tears. A person who starts being serious deserves encouragement. Kate came every Wednesday. No talking, just baking.
She'd finish, taste a piece, pack the rest. No one asked where it went. It didn't matter. She was baking. That was enough.
One day, she brought a little girl, 5 or 6 years old, pink apron. Her daughter, Emily.
She insisted.
You want to bake a cake?
Yes.
And so, the baking adventure begins. Every time we bake together, I remember how much joy you bring into my world.
She made a mess. Flour everywhere, frosting all over her face.
What's wrong?
She looks like me as a little girl.
Did you bake as a child?
No, my mother never taught me.
Now her mother can teach her. Kate watched and cried.
Emily, let me help you.
No, I'll do it myself.
Kate looked at Emily, reached out.
Kate smiled, like someone who had been forgiven. One generation teaches the next, not with recipes, with trust.
The baking classroom turned 5. A new sign hung at the door. The crooked letters were Morris's. His eyes were bad, but he insisted.
It's ugly, but I meant it.
So many people came, not enough seats. They stood in the hallway. Some brought cakes, some brought flowers.
Some brought gifts. No gifts. You being here is the gift.
They laughed. She stood at the front, looked at them.
Morris in the front row, cane in hand. Margaret with her pink hat. Julie behind her mom, hand on her shoulder. Kate in the corner, holding Emily. She knew every face, but not every story. She only knew this. They came because on Wednesday nights, a light was on. Margaret baked a batch of cookies, gave one to everyone. Then she sat down by the wall, closed her eyes.
Mom?
Still nothing. She started crying, fell to her knees, hugged her mother's legs.
Your mother is gone.
Joanna walked over, held her hand.
I know.
She was smiling. Really? She baked her last batch. She was happy.
Julie picked up the cookie, took a bite, chewed for a long time. That was the last sweetness her mother left her. Margaret's funeral was at the community church. So many came, mostly from the baking class. No crying, just silence.
This is the last cookie my mom made. She said it's ugly but good.
She was ugly but good too. She wasn't perfect, but she was my mom. She held the cookie to her heart and cried. Joanna sat in the front row. She didn't cry. She had promised Margaret.
Joanna, when I go, don't cry. If you smile, I can leave in peace.
Joanna smiled. Margaret must have seen it. A promise kept. Some people leave, but love stays.
Julie still came every Wednesday. She sat in Margaret's old seat.
When I bake, I feel like she's still here. She is. In your hands, in your heart, in every cake you make.
Her cakes got better. Not because her skills improved, because her heart quieted down.
A quiet heart makes a quiet cake. A quiet cake tastes good.
Will you keep coming?
Yes.
You need better than your mom.
You're lying.
No. Your mom kneaded too hard, killed the dough. You're gentle. The dough is alive.
I don't understand. My mom never taught me.
Now your mom is teaching you. Not here, in your heart. She's whispering gentle.
Julie's tears fell into the dough. She didn't wipe them away. Some tears are sweet.
Cake came every Wednesday. With Emily, she was 6 now. A blueberry cake. Crooked. Messy. But the taste was right. Kate took a bite. Then looked at Joanna. Joanna, she did it.
Kate, it was you. You taught all of us.
Joanna looked at Emily. Flower on her face. Smiling like a flower. She thought of her grandmother.
Her grandmother was just like that. In the kitchen. Flower on her face. Smiling.
Generation to generation. The taste passed down. Not the recipe. Hand over hand.
Happy birthday!
He's 100 years old, surrounded by love. So why is he crying? His 100th birthday. Everyone made him a cake. Crooked, messy. Cream dripping everywhere.
I'm 100 years old, and so many people still remember me.
Not remember you. Need you.
Need me for what?
Need you to keep making cakes.
But my eyes, I can't see anymore.
Your nose still works?
Dad, don't go.
I'm not going. I'll live to 111.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. I can smell it. The cake is still in the oven.
The wall in the baking classroom was filling up. Mr. Morris hugging his daughter. Margaret kneading dough. Julie's last cookie with her mom. And a note. Just 2 words. Thank you. No name. No clue who wrote it. Didn't need to know. Someone said thank you. That was enough. The heat from the oven made the paper curl. The ink faded. But the words stayed, like the old ones. They were gone. But the memories stayed. Joanna stood in front of the wall and thought about her grandmother. If Grandma were on that wall, what would she write?
Joanna, don't be afraid. If the dough won't behave, knead it a little longer.
She smiled. Her laughter echoed through the empty room.
Kate picked up a pen and wrote a letter. In the guest book, Joanna, she wrote, I'm not here for forgiveness. My daughter made her first cake. It tasted just like yours. Will she forgive me? Her daughter asked. She doesn't need to, Kate wrote. She needs you to keep going.
Joanna read every word. She didn't reply. Didn't me too. No reply needed, because it's already continuing. Kate came every Wednesday, made cakes, brought her daughter.
She was doing it. She was continuing.
Out by the window, sunlight fell like gold dust, but her eyes still holding something unsaid. Old Mr. Morris slept beside her, a smile on his face. Dreaming of what? Maybe cake. Maybe his daughter. Maybe the man he used to be. Julie was kneading dough, her belly ready to burst. Still baking. Joanna looked at Julie's belly, then at the dough. Joanna froze, then smiled. Eyes wet. Kate and her daughter, Emily, 6 years old, making a blueberry cake. Emily carried the cake across the room, careful, proud. She looked up at Joanna. Try it. Joanna knelt down. Eye to eye. She took a bite, chewed, swallowed. It was good, not because of the recipe, because Emily made it.
You did great.
Joanna looked into her eyes. You did great, Emily smiled, missing a front tooth. Joanna stood up, walked to the window. The old oak tree was still there, half bare, but spring would come. Wind blew through the open door, warmth from the oven, the smell of flour, laughter, soft, constant, like bees making honey. Honey is sweet, sweet is good, and good is enough.